What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, we're going to check out how good Sneasler and Hisui Electrode do in the Hisui Cup. This team looks really fun. The Sneasler is extremely deadly. It's highly ranked in both Open Great League and the Hisui Cup, so you guys definitely want to track it down and get those if you guys can. We also have Empoleon on the team, a very staple Pokemon here for the Hisui Cup. Shout out to Mehul1107 for sharing these battles with us, and let's go and get right into it. Alright, let's see what these Pokemon can do. We got Sneasler on the lead versus Drifblim. Now, Sneasler does, I'm going to get used to these names, does have Shadow Claw. As you guys can see, it is just tearing through this Drifblim. Now, unfortunately, all the charge moves are resisted, but I'm guessing these battles, or this Pokemon is going to be a surprise. Yeah, if people are not ready for it, you have no clue what charge move is going to be coming through right there. So they're going to go ahead and shield. Granted, I think it has Aerial Ace, if I remember right, so that would have done neutral damage. We will see them swap out right away into the Empoleon, and they do draw out a Lucario. So Empoleon right here will be able to get to the Hydro Cannon in time. This is going to force that final shield from the opponent. Otherwise, the Lucario is going down, but Lucario as well can just fully counter down and has loaded energy, so it's a double-edged sword right here. Now I imagine they're going to come in with the Sneasler and look to Shadow Claw down. They just got to be very careful about what they decide to shield and what they don't, because Lucario, Power Up Punch, Shield Bait, Shadow Ball, one shot, and it is going to be a Shadow Ball, so that's a huge shield right there. They should be able to farm down in time now, and yes, they do get to a Power Up Punch in time. If this was reversed, that would have been deadly for them, but they are able to call it correctly and fully farm down. Now we will see them look to swap. We see that switch appearing up. They want to swap out right away. So let's see what decides to come in. It's going to be the Drifblim, and the opponent decides to swap out into, oh my goodness, that is an Empoleon right there. So Wild Charge is going to be able to one-shot right here. But they get to the Drill Peck in time. Thankfully, this is only neutral damage given the typing, so it will be able to survive, and it has double Wild Charge. So that's going to be a good game. Starting off game one with a double boom. Boom! Down goes the Empoleon, and boom! The Drifblim is going to go down as well. Granted, right off the start there, giving up the shield to the X-Scissor was a pretty big thing for this game, but again, I believe it has access to Aerial Ace, so that neutral damage would have really hurt. Alright, so we got Sneasler on the lead versus Frostlass. Once again, Shadow Claw looking very strong right here in this lead matchup. It's just ripping it apart. Now, they decide to swap out into Lucario, which is still a good matchup for them. They just have to be very careful about potentially getting shield baited with the Power-Up Punch. But they get a shield anyways. Remember, close combat can one-shot as well, and they have really good answers in the back with Empoleon for the Frostlass. So they're going to go ahead and give up a shield right here. Let's see what charge move it's going to be. It's going to be a close combat. That's huge here for the Sneasler. They will be able to get to this X-Scissor in time, and because of that debuff, this should be enough damage to take it out. And they do take out the Lucario, maintaining switch advantage, and they have energy advantage right here. Let's see what they decide to come in with. Maybe Frostlass comes back in. They are going to come back in and then go straight for the close combat now. This is going to do a decent chunk, so Frostlass needs to be very careful right here, and they decided to let it go. And as you see, that was still resisted. Alright, we're going to see that Empoleon come in, one waterfall, but no, they are able to get to the charge move, and they will let it go through. It's all about what Pokemon is going to be in the back, and that was a Shadow Ball. They're going to swap out right away, and it's going to be a Toxicroak. So this is going to be a very interesting race right here, and will they call the Sludge Bomb or the Mud Bomb? Right here we have the Wild Charge coming through. One shield to each opponent. And it comes down to this call right here. Is this going to be the double? Oh no, they're able to get to the double Wild Charge in time. So the Toxicroak is not able to throw the Mud Bomb. Boom! Down goes the Toxicroak, and Frostlass is going to be able to farm down, but the Empoleon still has a shield, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. Alright. Moving into the next battle, we have Sneasler on the lead versus Bastiodon. Alright, let's see what it can do against it. Close combat, obviously going to be doing super effective damage, but we see them swap out into a Toxicroak. That is not the best call. Shadow Claw is going to be tearing through, and they have Empoleon in the back, so this is the best case scenario. So there's likely a Lucario in the back maybe for them, or maybe a Gastrodon. We'll have to see. They're going to go ahead and shield right here, and hopefully they can get to another charge move. Yeah, it's just going to be the Mud Bomb. It does do super effective damage, but they will be able to get to the X Scissor in time. These can be spammed out so quickly with the Shadow Claw fast move that ultimately the Sneasler might just be able to take it right here, but they will have to give up 2 shields. But this is a good situation. This is the perfect amount of health for a Sneasler to fully farm down with Shadow Claw and be loaded on energy, just as long as Toxicroak doesn't get that extra counter in, and they don't. So that is perfect. Let's see what decides to come in. They're going to have to bank that energy, maybe blind swap right away. Let's see. It is going to be, I believe that was Gastrodon. They're going to go ahead and go for close combat here, forcing that potential final shield, and they do get it. So they can come in with the Hisui Electrode right here, as Energy Ball is going to be doing super effective damage to the Gastrodon, and we see them swap out into Bastion, so Empoleon's going to come in, and that is a good game, very well played. So Sneasler really holding its own here in this meta, and ultimately, even though its moveset may not be the best, I think it's really solid for Open Great League when you see a lot of steals and psychics and whatnot. But in its damage comes from Shadow Claw in this meta. As you guys are seeing in these neutral matchups, it's just tearing through. Now they did undercharge that right there to make sure they do have enough energy for a Hydro Cannon, but the opponent decides to throw the charge move. This is just going to be Body Slam, so this is going to be resisted right here. Yeah, they should be able to get to the Hydro Cannon in time, and then that Energy Ball is going to close this game out. But Sneasler looking very glassy and very fun to use in this meta. They do have the Energy Ball. So that's going to be a good game, very well played. But Shadow Claw really doing well in this meta, considering there's really no... well, there is Drapion, I guess, for the Dark typing. That's what they have close combat for. Alright, so we got Gastrodon in the lead. Terrible. Gastrodon core breaks this team. As you guys can see, it just takes so much damage. And this is why they're staying in. If it core breaks the team, Empoleon and Sneasler, you have to sacrifice one. And they're going to go ahead and sacrifice the Sneasler, and they do get a shield, and they're going to swap out now into the Electrode, banking that energy. So here comes a charge move. This is, it might be Earth Power. No, it's just going to be the Body Slam. Still does a respectable amount of damage, and the opponent decides to swap in that Drapion we were talking about. So this is actually a pretty unique situation where Wild Charge might just be able to get that final shield if they can get to 2. The first one is not going to get it, but this is where the second one... But do you just come in? I think you might just come in with Empoleon and farm down. And then that's looking like what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and let the crunch go through. And it's going to be up into Empoleon to close this game out. The Sneasler as well might be able to get a little bit of extra energy for a close combat. Oh, they're going to come in with the Sneasler and hard farm down. This is going to be very interesting. We talked about that dark typing resisting the Shadow Claw, but let's see if it can Shadow Claw down the Drapion. It looks like it can. My goodness, Shadow Claw putting in work. And they have double close combat. They're looking to throw it right away, and it's a Drifblim that comes in. So this game is not over yet. This is heavily resisted right here, and they're going to go ahead and swap out into the Empoleon. And the opponent is now swapping into Gastrodon, but this is going to be a tough one to come back from. You gotta shield this. I mean, even though it is resisted, this is the last Pokemon with HP you have on it, so you're going to have to go for the Hydro Cannon right here, get that final shield, and they might just be able to survive the Body Slam to be able to farm down, but I don't know. They're definitely not. Nope. Gastrodon is going to be able to take it right here, but they get to the X Scissor to try to take it out. I don't think this is going to be enough damage, but... Like I was saying, Shadow Claw is really the impressive thing here on the Sneasler. It just does so much damage, and even against that Drapion, they were able to hard farm. I thought the Empoleon was just going to come in and just load up on energy and try to swap into Sneasler to get ahead, to get that final close combat, but... Yeah, tough one. All right, so we got Frostlass here on the lead in this next battle, and they're deciding to stay in Shadow Claw, just ripping it apart. They're going to go ahead and go for the X Scissor as well. They did build up to close combat, so Frostlass does need to be concerned right here, and we will see them decide to shield. So that is beautiful for them. Sneasler in a really good position where they can even up on shields, and Shadow Claw is doing, I think, a little bit more damage here than Powder Snow. Let's see. Oh, they decided to swap out into Munchlax. So Munchlax is going to be met with a close combat. It's probably going to let it go through. If they shield, then Empoleon's looking really strong. They do shield. They're actually coming in with the Electrode right here. Okay, fair enough. Body Slam's going to be doing neutral, saving the Empoleon for a potential sweep in the end game because it with a shield and energy is really deadly. But they got to be careful about throwing the wild charge and when they throw it here, because I don't think this is going to be enough damage to take out the Munchlax, and Munchlax's Body Slam is just going to do even more. So they're going to have to let this go. This is where a perfect setup for Empoleon to sweep is going to be coming in. The shields are down on the opponent's side. Sneasler still has a little bit of HP, but Empoleon right here is going to be resisting Body Slam, and Munchlax does not have enough time to get to Bulldoze, so they will be able to... They will be able to farm down. This is going to be Body Slam. Yeah, it's just Body Slam right there. A couple more licks and they would have had it. But they have loaded on energy. They are obviously weak to something in the back. They're going to go ahead and swap into the Sneasler to hard commit to the farm down. It's going to be a Gastrodon in the back. And this is unfortunate right here, is they're going to have to go for double Hydro Cannons and then waterfall down the Frostlass. I think they might be able to pull this off. There's one. They got to go for the second one right away. And this is going to be a race between Powder Snow and Waterfall. But Empoleon does have a shield, and I think it can waterfall down in time. Yeah, 1, 2, and Empoleon does the sweep right there, and the opponent surrendered. So good game, very well played. All right, moving to the next one, we have Sneasler on the lead versus Bastion. Again, shiny Bastion this time. Let's see that close combat. Let's see what they decide to do here. They decide to swap into Garchomp. Super spicy. You love to see it, but close combat doesn't care if you're a Meta Bastion or a Garchomp. It's gonna smack, and they do get a shield, so they're gonna go ahead and come in with the Empoleon to make sure they resist those Dragon Tails. What they do need to watch out for, though, is the Earth Power and Sand Tomb. So they're going to go ahead and respect, and it is going to be the Sand Tomb, which is unfortunate because Dragon Tail is going to be able to just do so much damage, and they will be able to get to another one in time. So this is definitely unfortunate for them, but they will let it go through as it does do super effective damage, and that was a lot of damage right there. My goodness. Now they have to go for the Hydro Cannon, and it's going to be a Gastrodon once again in the back. So this is going to come down to a double close. Oh, they got a shield. That is huge here for Electrode, as they will be able to get to the Energy Ball in time. Sorry, I have some seasonal allergies right here. I don't think I took enough medicine today. My eyes are watering a bit. Okay, we're going to be able to see... Are they going to swap out? No, they don't swap out, so this Energy Ball will be landing, but is it going to be enough to one-shot? I don't think it is. No, it is. Boom! Yes, it is! And we are going to see a close combat. Don't back out! Oh, they surrendered right there. Dang it. Okay. Moving. We'll get a close combat one of these battles, hopefully. All right, moving to the next one, we got Sneasler on the lead versus... Okay, here we go. We got another opportunity to see a close combat land. Let's see what the opponent decides to do. They're looking to stay in right here, maybe trying to catch the charge move. They're loading up on energy. Yep, there's the swap out into Gallade right here. So we will see Empoleon handle this quite well. It's going to have to give up shields if it wants to maintain switch advantage, which I think you're definitely going to want to do right here, as it's just going to be Leaf Blades. But 2 Leaf Blades is definitely enough to handle an Empoleon, but they will be able to get to this Dropek in time, forcing a shield from the opponent. So this means if it gets a shield, which it does, we're going to see a close combat on that Bastiodon because the switch clock is not going to be up in time. They should be able to one-shot it. So come on, we want to see it. They're going to go ahead and shield that Leaf Blade and fully farm down. Now this is a beautiful situation here where they should be able to get to 2 Hydro Cannons versus the Bastiodon, maybe even 3, but 3, they only get to 2 if the Bastiodon decides to throw the Flamethrower here. They'll get to 3 if it tries to commit to the hard farm down, but it's not going to be able to. They're going to be forced to shield. So yeah, they threw it quite early. I thought they were a little bit behind on energy, but I forgot the beginning of the battle. But Sneasler right here is gonna have the close combat. Here we go. They're gonna go ahead. Granted, it's not at full health, but I just want to see this Bastiodon get boomed. They got to be very careful about the opponent swapping out. Boom! It goes down. Got him! Alright, we're going to see the Electrode come in, and this is a dangerous situation here where Icy Wind is going to be doing super effective damage, and they need to throw it at some point, and they do! And the opponent went for the fast move, which means it's going to be a CMP tie situation on this next charge move. And does the Electrode win it? Yes, it does. So we get another boom in this battle. Electrode taking out the Drifblim here. Boom! Takes it out. That is going to be a good battle. Very well played. Alright. Moving into the next one, we have Sneasler on the lead versus Empoleon. Okay, kind of a tough one here. We might see that swap. Oh, the opponent swapped out. Okay. Alright, we're going to see the Gastrodon come in. So this is what you love to see. A Gastrodon locked into the Hisui Electrode here. And Gastrodon, like we said earlier, can core break this team. But when it's locked into this matchup, you just go straight Energy Ball, and you're sitting really good. You're going to be forcing those shields here. But ultimately, Gastrodon might just be able to Mud Slap down. It's going to be... Oh, they decide to let it go. It's going to be the Body Slam. They're trying to get one more. Oh, they get it in time. Extremely close right here. This is going to be forcing 2 shields from the opponent. And now it is going to be up to Sneasler to try to get to this close combat in time. But no, here comes the Body Slam. They're going to have to give up a shield. But again, they have a shield with Empoleon. There's going to be a mirror fight, and things are looking okay still. They're going to go ahead and go for this close combat now. Hopefully this is enough damage to take out the Gastrodon, and it is. Empoleon's coming in right away. Defenses are dropped. It's going to be a Frostlass in the back, so it's Empoleon versus Empoleon mirror right now. They're going to go ahead and just load up on energy, trying to get as much fast moves through as they can. And let's see if they can do. The fast moves are out of sync right there too, which means they were able to deny, I believe, technically, because they're just out of sync. And they do get the fast move through, so they're going to go ahead and gotta shield this right here. You need to be able to farm down. It's going to be extremely close right here. 1, 2... No, they get to it in time. Is this going to be enough damage, though? I think they hang on. My goodness, it's going to be close. They do hang on. They have a Hydro Cannon ready. Sneasler switch is coming up. It's going to come down to the swap right here. Can they get to it in time? They can. Shadow Claw coming through. They got to get to this. No, they get to the charge move. That is so unfortunate. The Frostlass is going to be able to take out the Sneasler as Avalanche knocks it out, and they won't be able to. Oh, that one more might have been able. No, it wouldn't. It had a little bit of health left, but good battle. Tough one right there. And I believe, nope, we got another one here. Okay, we got Sneasler on the lead versus Drifblim again. So Shadow Claw looking really nice here on the lead. Let's see what the opponent says. No, they're just going to swap out right away into Empoleon. We do see a Lucario come straight in, so hopefully I can get to this Hydro Cannon. And this is going to be taking out the Lucario, but because it will take it out, it's going to force the shield. They're going to be forced to shield right here, and this is, again, the game of what charge move are you throwing. If they can successfully no-shield a power-up punch, that's huge for this game. So they're going to go ahead and let the switch clock go down, come back in with Sneasler, and just load up on energy. And this is where things get very, very dicey. Do you shield right here? They're going to let it go. And it's the Shadow Ball. Boom! The Sneasler go down. That is unfortunate. Electrode is going to have to close this game out. And Battlers, is it going to be a Drifblim Empoleon backline? We will find out. They're going to go ahead and farm down what is in the back. It's an Empoleon Drifblim backline. Things are looking incredibly good right now as they load up on energy. They will be able to get to this wild charge right here, forcing the shield from the opponent. No! Boom! It goes down! Drifblim coming in. All they need is to get to double wild charge, and the Electrode is going to take it. Things were looking so bad there for this Sneasler as it got hit with the Shadow Ball, but ultimately it was able to pay off having 2 shields here and an Electrode hard farm down, so that's going to be a good battle, very well played. Boom, down goes the Drifblim, and what a change of events right there. That is a good game. All right, moving to the next one. We got Sneasler on the lead versus Bibarel. Okay, you love to see it right here. They're going to go ahead and both swap out right away. Waterfall into Shadow Drapion. This is a beautiful situation for them. They can safely no-shield the first charge move, as is going to be Crunch, and the later ones, because of the defense drop, you need to shield those later ones. And they can go ahead and force shields from the opponent as well here with Hydro Cannon. Empoleon, even though it looks very dangerous right here, Poison Sting from Drapion is just doing no damage. So you're in a very comfortable situation to double shield and fully farm it down, which is exactly what I think they're going to be doing. Oh, this is deadly because they do have Aqua Tail. They're going to go ahead and let it go. It is going to be taking it out. So now we're in a situation where the Sneasler just doesn't care. You're a dark type Pokemon. I'm going to come in and just fully farm down, even though you hit me with a 40% HP Aqua Tail. And a Bibarel swaps into a close combat. Come on. Take down the god. Let's see. Boom! One-shots it! My goodness, I did not see that one. I was hoping that was coming, but I was not expecting that. That is awesome to see. And it's going to be a Drifblim once again in the back. So Electrode right here needs to get to double Wild Charge in order to take it out, because there's still one shield left in the game. The Icy Wind as well, the super effective damage, which is deadly, and they will be able to get to this Wild Charge here. Now, it's going to be a very close end game because the Shadow Drapion is still alive, and it has Poison Sting as a fast move, which means it's going to be doing super effective damage on this farm down. So I think ultimately it is going to be a good game as Drapion. Can it get to 2 Aqua Tails in time? No, it cannot. Shadow Claw down there from the Sneasler, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. And that was the final one. What an awesome set of battles right there. We had the Sneasler, the Electrode, and the Empoleon. Really fun team, but Sneasler, like we saw, close combat, really good coverage. X-Scissor in metas where there's a lot more psychic type Pokemon like Open Great League with Defense Form Deoxys, Medicham kind of for neutral, Hypno, Cresselia, that's really, really nice coverage, but Shadow Claw put in work today. Hisui Electrode, really great sweeps, and Empoleon just did Empoleon things. So shout out to Mehul1107 for sharing these battles with us. Like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.